What is up, YouTube? We are back with another video. Today, I ended up not taking any trades today. I'm just gonna do an overview of what happened, what I was looking at in the first place, and what ended up happening. So the first thing that I was looking at was the peso. It's one of the pairs that I trade. So at around set 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock, I saw this supply zone form. It broke structure, had a gap right here. I saw that price was coming into the zone, but on a normal basis, you might look at this trade, or I might look back at it, be like, oh, why didn't I take that? But inside of the moment, I saw that order flow volume was not respecting sellers. And I knew that we had news coming out too, with Jerome Powell speaking, and he was probably going to say something about rate cuts. So me knowing that, once price came into the zone, I was looking very carefully to see if a lot of selling pressure would come in, and it never came. So I ended up not taking that setup, and I'm very proud of myself as well because it was a very patient, I had to be very patient with this trade. Another trade that I saw today, I didn't take it though, was on gold. So on gold, came in today, and before all this price action happened, there was a demand setup, but the demand setup did not break structure right here at this point before coming back into the zone. So for me personally, I'm not taking that trade. Even if price rejected, whatever, I could have gotten inside this trade and we would have got a little bit over, like right here, and just have like a little bit of profit. But for me, honestly, I like catching big fish, so I'm honestly patient, and I'm glad I didn't take this trade because I wouldn't have been forming good habits inside of the long run. The next trade that I was looking at that didn't end up doing anything was the Dow. So I marked up this 15-minute demand zone with this gap because I had a feeling that price would come back inside of it and tap the zone. But when we opened up today, price had already taken out London high. And if you guys know my system, I usually trade around London high, London low. So since price already took out London high, that kind of takes the probability out of the trade. Now price ended up tapping the zone and we ended up taking out yesterday's high. So, but for me personally, I don't trade yesterday's high, yesterday's low. So since we already took it out London high before tapping into my zone, I would not take that trade. And I didn't end up taking that trade. So overall this week was a losing week, unfortunately. But we still have next week. You know, I have losing weeks. You don't really look at the week, look at the entire month. Look at how we end the month. Look at, we still have a whole week left for price action. Going into the next week, I'm focusing more on the pairs and the assets that I have more edge in and that I trade well, which is indices, gold, and basically the peso. Basically what I have right here are the things that I'm better at trading. So I'm gonna let these trades come in. A lesson from today to me, to anybody listening, is just that a lot of the times when we're inside of these losing streaks, because I did lose a lot, especially like I lost like 4 in a row, and my mentality started to waver a little. We rush inside of trades that aren't really the best, like this peso trade. I could have taken this trade because every confluence is there, but it was just the volume. Now, if I wanted to chase after money, if I was chasing after money and not the process, I would have hopped inside this trade, immediately lost. And then in a worser case scenario, I would have started over trading, over leveraging, and then you're losing on the day when you shouldn't have even taken a trade at all. So that's what I think really separates the best traders from retail traders. they're able to stay and sit on their hands for long periods of time. And even if they don't get a setup that day, they don't take something that doesn't align with their overall system. They believe inside of their system with so much confidence and align themselves to that system. So I am excited for next week, excited to see how things play out, and I'll update you guys on all of that. And yeah.